Hello everybody, Chris Wood here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, anybody that might. I'm just on here for a quick few minutes to say hello, and tomorrow is New Year's. In case I do not get a chance to, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody who is in the Western world, I guess, who celebrates it for January 1st. In the meantime, I live in Napanee, Ontario, Lennox and Addington County, and I am a revenge retaliation victim of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. I am a brain split or a skull split, brain injury, body mutilation, medical blacklist, medical treatment refusals by criminal negligent co-committing crime cover-up doctors here in Napanee, Ontario. I am a 3.5-year revenge retaliation victim for speaking of police crimes, human homeless trafficking, and homeless exploitation for monetary gain out of the Morning Star mission and other crimes. As a result, I became a victim. I have prisoner tracking on me illegally. I have been falsely arrested in an attempt to give me a criminal record, and for O.P.P, the ones involved in their attempt to give me a criminal record and justify the crimes that they are guilty of against me. I am the victim of identity theft. I am the victim of kidnapping. I am a human trafficking victim. I am an attempted murder victim, and my mother was also stalked and murdered in December 2020. And the ones responsible are 149 Center Street North, William Bill Wooldridge, last known and used name, inmate, sex offender, highly psychotic, piece of shit serial killer, my identity thief, who O.P.P are harboring, who are protecting, and I have proven it. Me going to try to get arrested and being surrounded hands on guns to prevent anything on them or anyone else. I have been injured, tortured. I have what is called remote neuro monitoring use on me, and what it is a nano microchip implant. It is police and military tech, and it is designed for the central nervous system and also for illegal and invasive surveillance. It is used to destroy a person from the inside, to commit homicide against them. O.P.P are using this tech illegally. They are using it criminally. I have had this used on me for 3.5 years. I've been seriously deformed. My skull, my face. Like I said, I am the victim of identity theft, and the ones responsible are Lennox and Addington, O.P.P, human traffickers, human sex trade slavery traffickers, guilty of kidnapping, guilty of false arrest, guilty of having me medically blacklisted to prevent help and buy time, guilty of having my mother murdered, and guilty of attempted murder on me while ending the Wood bloodline through doing this to me. Let Ontario Provincial Police, Spencer Mills, 14716, was here in Napanee, now allegedly Aurelia O.P.P. There is Shannon CORK, badge number 11738, Robert Kane, 7224. There is Robert Can Fuck, Can Kill, Can Get Away With It, Money Badge Family Town Council Lucas, who lives approximately 50 feet from my back door. Excuse me. There is Spencer Mills, 14716, ex-chief, year 2019. Ex-chief or commander, year 2019. I was not given his name or badge number. I was obstructed on that from O.P.P, and I have it on video to prove it. along with staff sergeants years 2019 and 2021. Kidnapping, sodomy, sex assaults, lies, time buying, cover ups, like I said, arrest refusals, except and falsely arresting. And then there is the one William Bill Wooldridge, 149 Center Street North, approximately 73 years old, glasses, goatee, and I guarantee if he was arrested, there would be resemblance between I and him now. I've been going through this for 3.5 years while having my brain burned out of my head while going through this and being deformed by about 50 different shapes and sizes. Being completely and totally numbed down, not having any feeling in my head or my face for approximately 3 months, being completely and totally brain split, and not being able to do a thing about it while I am being deformed, and having R&M used on me while going through my identity theft. I was conveniently kicked off of Facebook today for 30 days, conveniently through one Jason VANALSTINE, who is involved with this, who is guilty of murder, who is guilty of attempted murder. There is one Tyler Teabag Lake, who is guilty of murder, who is guilty of animal abuse, attempted murder, and attempted murder on me and my dog as well as his woman, Holly Carlisle. There is Shelley Barchet. There is Blair Hardy, who is Bandido Blair Hardy, who is a rapist, who is a drug lacer, who is a human trafficker, who is guilty of many homicides. He is guilty with Jason VANALSTINE of being involved with Jack Clark's homicide through O.P.P. My mother was stalked and murdered through O.P.P. through Spencer Mills and STACEY, a mental health worker, telling Billy Wooldridge that he and I were switched at birth, and him believing it. So after 3.5 years of going through this, of being stalked, injured, tortured, medically blacklisted, lied about treatment refusals, completely and totally deformed, having illegal prisoner tracking put onto me, and going through 50 different deformities sometimes a day and showing it and proving it on my Facebook, which is Christwood, CHRISTWOOD on Facebook. And you will see many pictures of me and my identity theft and changes. Back in 2019, I was shot by the ex-O.P.P chief or commander, him and somebody in a black truck at my previous address. Then that's when the medical problems started and the lies, the time buying, the cover-ups, and everything else against me. Right now, as I'm doing this, the whole right side of my head is completely filled up with fucking air. It feels like I'm being completely and totally numbed down by these bastards. I'm showing this as right on video. This is Chris Wood, but this is not my identity anymore. This is Tyler Lake. This is Jay VANALSTINE. This is a combination of all of these bastards using R&M on me. My skull's been completely fucking split. Everybody that's doing this is hanging out either at Ray Ray's, a guy that has a deaf white pit bull here in Napanee on East Street, or at the old funeral home on John Street in different apartments with Shelley Barchet, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Holly Carlisle, Michelle Irish. There's another guy, he's homeless, he hangs out there, he used to sleep in the bank, he's fat, he's scruffy, he has meth scabs all over his face. He used to ride around on a BMX or a mountain bike, and he hangs out with Tyler Lake, and he also hangs out at the old funeral home. That's the drug shack where they hang out. Between there and there's a Robert Bob Barry who's involved, Allie Cooper who is involved. There's a woman on the corner of Center and Thomas who is involved. It's a crack shack. There's Curtis. There's Sarah, the woman. She's blonde, has reddish hair. She's seriously obese. So After 3.5 years, you got your identity theft on me, and you're guilty of not only murdering my mother, you're guilty of murdering the entire Wood bloodline, Jason VANALSTINE. One way or another, you will pay for this, you piece of shit garbage. Along with you, Tyler Lake, I'm 50 years old and I'm going through this by you using O.P.P, R&M on me, deforming me, doing this, stealing my fucking identity. You meth fed crackhead pieces of shit. You get fed $300 a day and all the drugs you want to do this to me. That is how this is being done to me, my identity theft. And conveniently, they got me kicked off of Facebook, so I wouldn't be able to show anything. The ones responsible doing this to me. This is Bandito Blair Hardy and also boyfriend to Spencer Mills, the rapist, the drug trafficker, the drug lacer, and he's guilty of co-murdering my mother with Billy Wooldridge. Here is Billy Wooldridge. 149 Center Street North. He's now bald, glasses, goatee, approximately 73 years old, and hangs out at Loaf and Ale, a pub here, and a local coffee shop. This is Tyler Lake. Jason VANALSTINE. After 3.5 years, this is finally done. Not only did you get your murder on my mother, you got my identity theft, and you are guilty of murdering the entire Wood bloodline for revenge retaliation. And the ones named Spencer Mills, 14716, ex-chief or commander, year 2019, staff sergeant, years 2019, 2021, Shannon, CORK, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, STACEY, a mental health worker, was Daily Tea Company here in Napanee, Ontario, now Kingston, and SHELLEY HAFFNER. Murder, attempted murder, kidnapping, criminal stalking, my identity theft, injuring, torturing, medical blacklisting, medical treatment refusals to prevent me getting help and proof with this, to buy time with this through Lennox and Addington doctors, Wayne Covey Duck administration is involved, aiding and co-committing and kicking me out of the hospital with Sarah Fiddler through Paladin security guard, the one that falsifies medical files on victims to assure that they get medically blacklisted and no help, Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, triage nurses Terry, Tanya, and David are all involved in co-committing with and for O.P.P. The human trafficking, they're using R&M, they're giving it to pedophiles who are using it on children and other victims. They're guilty of financial thefts and frauds, brain injuring me while preventing me from getting help in order to buy time so I will not be taken serious about what's taking place with me, by whom, how, and why. I am a revenge retaliation victim, and one way or another, Blair Hardy, Billy Wooldridge, Tyler Lake, Jason VANALSTINE, and you even have a justice of the peace here that makes accusations for you to prevent your arrest. stating that people are high on marijuana and hallucinating being sodomized. You're guilty of seriously injuring my dog as well. I'm the end of my bloodline, so you were guilty of murdering my mother, causing my identity theft, and murdering the entire Wood bloodline for O.P.P revenge. The ones named the police, they are very seriously dangerous. Watch yourselves. They're untouchable, unarrestable, and they know it. Be safe, everybody. This is how they human traffic, this is how they frame, and this is how they murder. O.P.P are the ones involved with murdered and missing as well, so beware of this. Anybody goes missing, first ones to check should be O.P.P to make sure that they're not just doing it to fucking deflect their crimes that they are guilty of possibly. And that's not hate against cops in any way, shape, or form. Be safe, everybody. Hit that like, share, subscribe, especially the share because it helps get this out. I am 50 years old and I spoke of police crimes, and that's all I did. And I became a victim for 3.5 years. So I'm going to be disappearing. I am now, look, my identity is this is Chris, but my identity is gone. Tyler Lake, Jay VANALSTINE, having all these different bastards use the R&M on me and fucking completely deforming me, changing me. And you're gonna pay for it one way or another, you bastards. Be safe, everybody. Love all, hate none. This is what happens when you speak of police crimes right here in Lennox and Addington, Napanee, and the police, you think you know they are terrorists guilty of treason. My identity thefts, murders, lies, time buying, cover ups, and a whole lot more. Be safe. VANALSTINE, Lake, Hardy, Wooldridge, you're gonna go down and pay for this, you pieces of shit. Don't think because you suck off the police and that you're Hells Angels and Bandidos and their little prospects, VANALSTINE and Lake, are not above the laws. You are guilty of mass murders, and the hospital here is guilty of aiding and co-committing and helping cover up your crimes to get away with them, and then you conveniently transfer around to avoid arrest, to avoid charging, and to avoid lawsuits, and to try to have deniability through the badge. Be safe, everybody.